All right, this is financial advice. This is not financial advice, but looking at the markets, seeing the political systems behind it, the other systems behind it is important.
Of what's going on. Yesterday, when I was ruffling some feathers about dark pools, it became evident to me, and I didn't know this. I didn't know that the community was using the term dark pool to refer to off exchange trading. That is not good. That is inaccurate. And a lot of people, I saw people like, that's just semantics, Matt. Do you see who we're fighting against here? They're going to take those semantics and they're going to be like, oh, they just have an issue with dark pools. Let's throw some regulations on that. And then nothing actually gets fixed. I view it this way. We have two options. Semantics do matter. Accuracy does matter. We can either be right and have a shot, or we can not care about semantics and not care about technical accuracy, and I can guarantee you we will fail. Those are our two options. We're either all spot on, articulate, and mature, and we have a shot, or people like just, I don't know, pandered to each other and trying to make each other feel good, and we worry about confirmation bias. And if we go that route, this movement will fail. I do not know how to be more clear about it, because we are going up against serious players, and you have to be very concise in what your argument is and why you are presenting that argument. But some of these people don't see it that way. Coming back to Mr. Toomey himself, I kind of try to figure out why. I was like, why is this guy so willing to stand up for Wall Street and cronyism? Because I don't think he's stupid. Well, like, you don't get to a senator by being stupid. So he obviously has the capability of understanding what's going on. So it's one of two things. Either this is just a particular party line he's going with, because we know a lot of Wall Streeters end up donating money to the GOP. So maybe it's a move like that. Or maybe he just hasn't heard the right argument. I honestly hope that it's latter, and I hope we can pull on his heartstrings of just being, hey, man, like, the people elected you. This is what the people want, not that like little small 1% in Wall Street. I don't know what it is, but if you do look from his just donations, he gets a lot from the securities and investment industry. So that's not that crazy. If you look at some of his biggest investors, Goldman Sachs, Apollo Global Management, those are two of his biggest ones, with the second biggest contribution right here, securities and investment. So that's kind of interesting. I dove a little bit into his personal thing. What I find weird about it is, according to this, he actually owns GameStop. He purchased GameStop, and I don't think he's gotten out of that position. He has some Bitcoin related things. He has Penn National Gaming, Shopify, Tesla. He does seem to have interest in ones that a lot of the people within this community are interested in. But I find it wild that he could be involved in GameStop, and then yet he's coming out with commentaries such as he's trying to make a bill that actually stops the SEC from banning payment for order flow. That's just crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Well, I reached out to him, and if we want to win this, I implore all of you, do not go with the attacks. If we're all just like, hey, we don't like you, F you, blah, blah, blah. No one, he's still a human. People are not going to respond to that. We need to present it in a very mature manner and just say, hey, man, at least hear us out. If we attack, as a human, he's just going to like kind of cocoon up, and he's going to say, I hate that group. And it's going to be an emotional response. So as much as I know people are going to want to attack him, like I've already tweeted at him, and I'm just like, hey, man, let's just talk about it. All we want is 15 minutes to just be heard out. So keep that in your mind. Think about it. It's way easier to attract some of these flies with honey. Remember that. Okay, so in terms of the overall market, Wall Street set to rebound as earnings, economic data take center stage, and that's exactly what we're doing right here. Look at the S&P 500, a little weak over the past 2 days after making a new all-time high on October 26th. We're bouncing off of 453. We're at 455. I want to see if it can clear yesterday's high of 457. Oil taking a bit of a breather right now too. It's around $81 a barrel. We're seeing more and more issues related to Supply chain, that's been kind of a going theme over the past couple weeks right now. Definitely some serious supply chain constraint that a lot of companies are feeling. Tech right here. Tech has been having some impressive reports lately, just so you know where we're at on that. Twitter reported this morning, big juggernauts, the biggest company in the US, Apple, reporting after market close today. Amazon also reporting. Noke reported this morning. Starbucks reported, I believe, this morning. Or Twitter might be after. I'll have to double check on that. But just so you guys all know, on Monday, AMC is also reporting. So the next Monday in our lives, AMC will have its earnings announcement after the market closes. But for particularly today, pay attention to Apple and Amazon. Those are definitely going to be movers. So that does relate to the Qs. And then with the Russell 2000, this dipped yesterday. Very, very surprising. To the best of my ability and research, I think it's mostly related to kind of the political developments of what's going on with the spending bill and the infrastructure bill. Whenever it comes to infrastructure, generally you're going to see more impact on the Russell. So a little bit more dramatic getting smacked here, but now setting up for kind of a picturesque cup and handle if we can get that rebound. So that's your very, very quick breakdown of the overall markets. Dow stocks, Caterpillar, Merck jump on earnings, Apple, Amazon out later. We just covered that. Ford surges after smashing earnings estimates. And they're actually reinstating their dividend. That's a big news. That means that the company is very happy with where they're at and they're paying back their investors. On top of it, I mean, Ford, if you looked at it, until 2020, 2021, it was a decade-long downtrend. They got into the world of EV. EV's doing well. They're doing well within that world. And now the stock is clearly turning around. So shout out to Ford right now, crushing it. And they're actually doing so well that they're reinstating the dividend. Biden to attend House Democrats meeting, signaling a deal on a spending bill. Right here, this is what I was just talking about, 2%. The economy is slowing down, so that has obviously an effect. But let's talk about this. Biden to release new framework on the $1.75 trillion social spending and climate package. President Biden intends to release a new framework on the Democrats' $1.75 trillion social spending and climate package Thursday, today, aimed at winning support of congressional Democrats. The party can afford to lose no votes in the 50-50 Senate and lose no more than 3 Democratic votes in the House in the face of a unified Republican opposition. Yesterday, Democrats abandoned plans to include a paid leave program in the bill. That was being discussed a little bit, no longer in the bill. While prospects for a billionaire's levy to help fund the package faded and a potential surtax on wealthy Americans' income gained traction. So we've talked about this a little bit. And I find it very strange. Taxing billionaires to pay for Biden's agenda, what to know about the Democrats' plan. You can check this out. The Wall Street Journal obviously did a write-up on it. Morning Brew did a very nice write-up on it as well. My opinion has not changed. I am not here standing up for billionaires. They're billionaires. They can stand up for themselves. My issue is standing up for our future selves. There is no way if they start this entire taxing unrealized gains, it will not stop at billionaires. I would bet any amount of money in the world, even if you're the most hardcore anti-billionaire person and you think this is the best idea, I implore you to really, really think about it. It will not stop at billionaires. It might take a couple years, but they're just going to keep dropping it. And before you know it, it will be common for everyone to pay taxes on unrealized gains. And anyone with an academic background in the world of economics, they're already standing up saying this is one of the dumbest things you could possibly do because they understand how it will.
Can you understand that paying taxes on unrealized gains is so criminal, it's pathetic. They're gonna project what your profits are gonna be, and they're gonna tax you on that before you get it. You can't have any more socialized corruption than that. We're gonna end it here. This is beyond stupid. It's beyond insane. It's totally pathetic and totally criminal in my mind. Taxing you on unrealized gains before you get it. That's just criminal. That's just crap.
just going to be a slippery slope. This will get out of control and it will negatively impact us given enough time. And when you really dive into it, the math does not make sense. It does not make sense whatsoever. Elon Musk just pointed this out yesterday. According to their own estimates, this tax only covers 10% of the 3.5 trillion spending bill. And even if you want to cut that in half, just because they're talking about 1.75, okay, right there, let's just call it 20%. So still you're talking about a fifth or less. Where will that other 90 and or 80% come from? The answer is you. The answer is me. US national debt is, this is just so crazy, 29 trillion, or that's about $230,000 per taxpayer.
Totally insane. Totally insane. Total socialistic, total destruction economically. Period. Think about it. Good day.